Okay, I'm John. Wanted to go over my Perception Outlaw 11.5, go over some of the modifications I've made. Some people have been asking me about my trolling motor, the transom mount that I built. So we'll go ahead and start with that. Hopefully this will work out okay. First thing I did for the transom mount is install the Harmony 5-inch hatch. This is Perception's hatch. It's the only one that'll fit. It's made by Harmony. You can get it on Amazon or go to the Harmony website. They're $35. It's a pretty easy install. They use well nuts on the inside. They only use the threads of the well nut. I guess for the length of the well nut, it's easier to screw on. No, I didn't do it that way. I didn't read the directions. I just installed it. But anyway, it's a nice hatch. The bag is not waterproof. But like I said, the 5-inch is the only one that's going to fit in here. You can find 6-inch hatches. They're just too wide. They won't fit in this indent here. So anyway, the transom mount, I used 3/8-inch HDPE cutting board I got at Marshall's. I actually bought it for a different project, decided to use it here. This is a 4x4 that I trimmed down on the table saw. I think this is about 2.5 inches. I do with this on here. It's a good height. I just put that on there. I don't know. I just thought it looked nice. And I didn't wanted the trolling mounted to rest on something, not the wood. You can see how the trolling motor is the mount is starting to chew into the wood a little bit. So anyway, so I got 4 bolts down the inside. Very important. Let's go inside the hatch here. And you can see I used more 3/8-inch HDPE on the inside of the hull to attach the bolts to. That would give a lot more support. And for those asking about the all those little doohickey things that you, what are these called? The skid guards, removable skid guards. The screws do not go all the way through. So you don't have to put silicone on them, take them off. So you can use aluminum foil to set down in this indent, press it in there to get your shape. And just, push the aluminum foil down in there and then put that and transfer your size onto the cutting board or whatever you use. You can use wood. I'd recommend at least 3/8, 1/2-inch plywood. Treat it, paint it, get something either treated or paint it. The only thing I wish I would have done different is I should have extended the transom out to about here. That way when the motor comes up, the motor doesn't hit the back of the boat here. I don't know if you can see that or not. But other than that, I'm happy. I used stainless steel wood screws from the bottom, the HDP into the wood here. I'll explain in a minute, but to lift the motor, I've got the pulley here. I drilled through this pulley, and I put this on here and I made it wider. A lot of guys, I'll show in a minute, they'll attach a pulley to the mounting bracket of the trolling motor, and I originally did it that way, but when you tilt the motor up and down, this rope was getting sawn, getting cut. It was rubbing on that bracket. I'll show you when I install the motor here what was going on. But anyhow, so the pulley here attaches to the top of the trolling motor, and it's bracketed here. This cleat here is for my cart down here, and I just run the rope up here and cleat it in. Works really well, and that prevents the cart from coming out from under the kayak when I'm backing up and I hit this little lip here. And what happens is the wheels get caught on the lip and the cart stops, but the kayak wants to keep going. So that rope prevents that. We'll go ahead and pause the video here, and I'll put the motor on. and show you some more. Okay, we're back. I've installed the mounted the trolling motor. I have the C3030. I don't know if I'm going to do any modifications to this right now. I'm happy with the way it is. So it's mounted. And what I was saying about, I wish I would extended the transom out a little farther, is that you can see when the motor, it's not all the way up, but when it does come up, you know, I want it up here high like this to where it's completely out of the water. And right now it'll catch here, unless of course I turn it and do that. But anyway, if I would extend it a little bit more. Now if I'd extended it, I think I probably would have needed probably maybe 3/4 inch plywood for strength here. Right now the weight rests on the kayak. Coming out here, probably need a little bit more sturdy piece of wood for that. Okay, let's see. The reason why I moved this out here is I had this pulley attached here, and the rope was rubbing here and it was going to cut it after a period of time. I had the other side over here, and I was getting that same problem. So anytime I tilted the motor, the rope was catching. I thought, well, over time it's going to just saw its way through. So I raised it up and out, had a little piece of angle iron, put on there and did it. Like I said, I drilled through the pulley here, both the pulley and the mount, or the I don't know what you call this thing, but anyway, it works. Then I raised my seat, and then I took a little piece of rubber hose from an aquarium, run the rope through there to keep it from wearing out against the wood. And then I use one of these inline cleats to hold it, and then the rope is attached right now to this ram ball for the solo attachments. That's what I'm using now. It's got a pulley on it, so I can pull it and raise it. It works pretty good. Let's see. Let's go back to the seat. Now, I've raised my seat. I've raised it 4 inches. Let's go ahead and take this apart. We can look at it. So you can flip the seat back. And then I drilled one hole here, and I run another bond I got from, I think I got these from Lowe's. Sorry about the sun. And then this here, I mean, it's in there solid. It's not going anywhere. Let me take this off here. So I made this on a bandsaw. I just cut it out. I used, you can use aluminum foil or something shoved down in there to get the form that you need. And I cut that out on a bandsaw. Then I indented here so it would let rest on top of the plastic. And I used the bungee that came with the boat. I'm gonna have to, let me pause this for just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back again. The bungee that came with the kayak, this blue one, isn't long enough to go up all the way over the top. And so I added another bungee cord here with a ball on it. And I may shorten that a little bit so it'll fit a little bit tighter. But for now it works. Let's see, so like I said, it's on there now. I rounded these holes off with a router bit to keep the wood from cutting it, the bungees, and rounded these off to protect my legs. Then I burned up my router. So, okay, I guess while we're under the seat, and the reason I raised the seat, well, one, I thought it was too low. One of the reasons I bought the kayak was because of the high seat. And I think in the prototype, the seat was actually higher than this. But anyway, I raised it so I could get my battery under here. I wanted the weight of the battery more in the center of the boat, not in the back. So I got a little bit of storage. You put a 50 amp inline fuse. Under here is the battery for my fish finder. It's a Mighty Max 9 amp hour battery. Inside the little PVC pipe is where all the little wires where I had the connections, and I just wanted to protect it. I can store some tools. Here's the wrench to tire. Got some more ball bungees here, some extra rope. Then I put this little doohickey on here. But that's really not that necessary. I've got plenty of storage for bait boxes. I can put 3 or 4 more in here. The wife for my birthday bought me the saddle bag. That's going to be for lunch only. I'll never stick bait or anything fishy or smelly in there. That's for lunch. Okay, back here to the back again. Like I said, I raised it. I've got to do something. This is kind of loose. Oops, sorry about the camera. This is kind of loose, so I'm going to probably drill another hole up higher to make the bungee pull it down tighter. But for now, it's fine. I originally ran this rope through here, but then I like this idea better. Okay. Let's see. Ordered a quick disconnect for the battery, for the trolling motor. So I can flip this either way. Let's see. Okay, well, okay, here's my anchor trolley. I'm sorry, my anchor. And I just set it in here. A lot of people are doing it this way. Well, here's something I wanted to talk about. When you tie your anchor, tie your rope to the bottom, however you do it. And if you're going to use chain, well, put the chain up here. And then with this rope here, I brought it down like that way, and I found out that it's easier to break. Let me flip around here. It's easier to break when it's twisted like that. I'll step on it. If I had it just going through, I found I had a hard time breaking it, but this will actually cause the twist tie, the zip tie to twist and break. Comes right off. So, okay, then I've got these